Yeah. Hello, everybody. Oh. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome. It's time for a live stream. Let's see here. Let's get everything up and running. I hope you're doing well. I'm back from a wonderful, fun... There was no live stream last week because I was in Berlin. Hey, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Hello. I'm a few minutes late today. And I apologize. Usually I'm a prompt starter and a late ender. But, you know, I'm starting a little late, so I'll make sure I stick around. Welcome back. Thank you, D-A-J-A Daja. I appreciate that. So we are playing with Endbringer to start. This is the latest library from Fred Nongat from Subsonic Artz. If you need cool patches from Diva, like you've never heard before, this is the library that will definitely scratch that itch. Hello, Don, Bernie, my brother Bernie, Tim Dale. You'll see Bernie and Tim in some photos here in a few minutes. And Fred, they were my roommates at the house we stayed at. Well, housemates, not roommates, housemates. We had our own rooms. It was a really, really great trip. I'm going to give you kind of a little synopsis. Got pictures, I got video, all sorts of things to show you from Superbooth. Yes, das very good Superbooth. It's very fun. It makes NAMM show experiences kind of seem like a meat market, you know? Because it's just so cool that everybody's just there for the love of music and electronics, and there's all these new things to play with, and you're walking in like a forest area between different camps that have different companies. Here, let's add a couple of these sounds together. Yeah. Excuse me. And let's go up here and let's add a bass line like Radiant Ruins. Let's go over here to the PLs. Now we need a little something groovy like, let's see if Groove Summit can like put order to the chaos. Maybe not. I don't know. Here, drank too much Kool-Aid. That might be fun. A night in Berlin. At the end of the night, this is what you feel like. Anyway. Yes, everybody had their own bedroom. Have fun. Hi, Bargraph. Nice to see you. Welcome. Hey, so let's see. Let's just jump into having some fun. I'm just playing with this library. This is such a really cool library. It's called Endbringer. There's so many patches. Let's go over here back to Endbringer. Just to put a little cap on this library. We have something new to show you in a minute from Tim Dale. That's really cool. There's all these cool sample maps. There's menus of all the...
to emergency shuttles now. Vacate all sectors immediately.
These are samples in the library. If you get the Unify and Diva Enhanced version.
Reactor overload detected. Remaining in the facility is not safe.
You know, so you have all these different... Wanted dead or alive. The Unify brothers, right? That's funny.
They promised freedom. They said the body was a cage.
Oh, that's what we put for all of these. Okay.
Is this existence or merely the shadow of
Party
what
time,
was?
baby.
Progress, they call it.
Even like things like dinosaur roars. Really cool, unique sound design Fred did for this library. Take this. Let's go to Unify layer mode. Go over here to the pads. And we could just add some sort of cool pad to this whole thing. Program for love. Dinosaurs and love. Hand in hand, man. Oh, we probably got to go over here and set our transport mode to manual stop so it doesn't stop. Good stuff. So it's a library of really cool pads, basses, pulses, tons of special effects. And these are programmed here inside of Diva. So if you've ever wanted to study how to make these types of patches, buying a library is a great way to like up your programming skills, because this will show you inside of here, if we go to the patch main page, what was set up inside of Diva to make this sound. And I don't even know how he made this sound. So I'm not going to pull it apart. That's something you can find out when you get into the library itself. You've got macro knobs to play with, which again are not doing what you'd expect, because he made it in a cool, unique way, I think, right? Hey, vendor, good to see you. Bobox. Hand in tiny, tiny. Exactly, right. Yeah, so it's a really fun library. Let's see, what do we want to do? I'm not very organized today. I'm not in my live stream. I'm just kind of like been hanging at my house. I'm in a daze. Actually, there's other stuff to show you besides the trip to Berlin. When I got back from Berlin, even more beautiful things have happened. So let's do this. Let's hide all this for a second. Let's go to Berlin. Oh, it's not that folder. I put it all into the Berlin DJI. So the thing is, let's do this. Let's start with a long walk. And let's go over here to this and turn off the cameras so that you can see this. And I will get this to fit the view. If I can get, got to move everything, like move over here, move over there, move over there. Let's see, like that. And then I can like go like this and shrink this up just a little bit maybe, so that we can get it all to fit. This is what it looks like in Berlin. I should actually start here. This is a picture. Do I have, if I go over here to like this, I can see these like this. Where is it? I have all sorts of stuff to show you. And we're just going to chill hang while we talk about this. I have a map picture to give you an idea of where in Berlin we are. And of course, the thumbnails aren't big enough for me to really easily see. So let's make these a little bit bigger, please. And a little wider. There we go. Now I can see. And yeah. So here, put this on top. Here's Berlin. And those of you that know, Berlin used to be divided. It's now together. But there's still an east and a west. And so this is in the eastern part of Berlin by this really cool big lake. And all this forest area you see around here, actually like Superbooth is over here somewhere a little bit. We went to this place and we walked around this lake and enjoyed the views and stuff like that. But it's a really cool part of Berlin. It doesn't feel like Berlin. You have to drive about 40 minutes to get to the center of Berlin, which is where you get to more like these types of pictures. I'm not doing it by spacebar. This like this types of photos. This is like in downtown Berlin. Here's other pictures of downtown Berlin. I'll show you more photos, but this part like that you know and recognize it's like big pictures from Berlin. That's 40 minutes away from where Superbooth is happening. So you we drove into Berlin a couple times. Anyway, I got a video to play. And I'm just walking, and this video is like 12 minutes long. That's how long it took to walk from one part of Superbooth to the main entrance of Superbooth about. And if you listen, you'll hear a couple things. There's techno music in the background slowly fading up. You'll hear a lot of people talking in other languages. And I'll move it forward a little bit. You keep walking, the music gets louder. Finally, here, let's go back just a little bit. You're walking up, there's food on the left from a little food court. And on the right is a tent where they have different people doing DJ jam sets with modular gear or CDs. So you can get ice cream and stuff like that. And to your right, there's people dancing. See the DJ in the corner right there on the other side of the tent? So we got a nice good set going. And as you walk away, that fades out. And music from the other area comes into, I mean, it's truly unique. And as that one fades out, listen, you'll start to hear the other one start to fade in. It's so cool. And you see the tents up ahead. Each of the sections had anywhere between like 30 to 60 companies. Here we go. So there's another tent on the right, another DJ set. Here it's sand, so you have to walk through sand, which is kind of fun. There's a dude. He's got his modular gear he's using to do this set. It's not CDs, it's live. And then you keep walking. And there's food. There's beer on the right. There's tents. And you see the tents around there. Each one of those tents has a company in it. So each company has their own little tented area to hang out. Everybody's like, what's this dude doing? I'm just walking on a little DJI recorder. And right there, this is the currywurst. It's like, oh, it was so good. It was like, it's basically a type of like a hot dog sliced into pieces with curry sauce on top of it for €4, which is about $5.50 or so. Delish. Really, really good. So, continuing, you will go walking by the Uhi booth. So here's one company, they do keyboard stands and stuff. So you see there's Suko Funk, all these different companies. They each have their little booths there, right? And then here's Uhi. And they were giving demos of Zebra 3, which is just insane. Does some really cool stuff here at the computers. And they have their modular gear. They've got this new modular, I can't remember the name, it's Centurion, I think. That's super cool. And you keep walking. Now, check this out. This is kind of funny. Normally, you would be able to walk in this sidewalk, but because of the green toad, the European green toads are migrating to their breeding ponds, and so you can't walk on the sidewalk. So you have to walk around to the right. So, and there are some people walking on that still. I was like, don't step on the toads. But from that side, you couldn't get there. Anyway, there's other booths, as you'll see. There's this big tent, and there's a sign up right here that has the names of all the companies in this area. This is the ZW area, right? And you keep walking, and then you get to this big center pond, and you have to walk around that. And you just see every type of person that loves electronic music, from manufacturers to artists to just fans, because you can buy a ticket. Anybody can buy a ticket to go. Yes, this brings back memories to a lot of you guys if you were at Superbooth, because this is what it's like. Coffee, and there's pastries and stuff over there. And that's what I have here. Now, I have some other videos I can show you. Once you walk into that main area, let's see here. Let's go to this video. And of course, this is walking in, and here's Korg. They have their own area right here at the very, very front. And there's Kurt Other. You'll be hearing more about Kurt in the future. We've got some really exciting things in the works that are pretty exciting. This is the Synthesizer Museum. Right there's an Alesis Andromeda. There's a Jupiter 8. A whole lot of other synths you can put on headphones and play from the Berlin Museum. So if you're in Berlin, go to the Berlin Synthesizer Museum. It's super cool what they have going on. Let's see, I want to make sure this is paused there. And then Tim Dale hanging out. So they were hanging out there at the front. Let's see, I've got some other video. This is, let's go like this view and go by kind. Here's the big showroom. There's also this big showroom you can walk into that's not outside. And this gives you an idea. There's also an upstairs part that I didn't even video, but this is what the main showroom is like. Where you have lots of companies side by side. You see Polyend, IntelliGel. Each of these little booth areas is a different company, so they don't have a tented area here. There's tables for different shows that different companies were doing. IntelliGel, Ohm Force is here. Waldorf is just to your right. In fact, I think we go down here and see Waldorf. So there's so much to see. I think there was over 300 companies, something like that there in total. Everything from stand makers to support body synth, OX instruments, DoD circuits, tons of modular synthesizer companies. Moog was upstairs. It was really fun. People having meetings with laptops, you know, showing stuff. I mean, synthesizers, controlling video, just everything. Everything you can think of was happening. It was so fun. And here's Arturia on your right. They had the big Polybrute 12. They were doing demos. Everybody's got their wireless headphones that they could put on to listen to the demos. No cables involved, so it's really cool that they set it up that way. And everybody's polite. They're like, here, you want the headphones when they were done listening, you know? But he's giving a demo of what it could do. So fun. And excuse me. It was really fun, the show itself. There's also a lot of antics in the, let's do like date. Oh, this doesn't have the date. Let's go by name. Here's some photos I can show you. So flying, started in Boise, and I flew to Seattle, and we flew right over Mount Rainier. So you can see the shiny from the snow and from the glaciers on it. It was Awesome. Let's see here. If I go back here and keep going. Yep, the airplane flying over France. If you zoom in on this photo, you can see, you can see right here in the upper right, there's the Eiffel Tower hanging out. Just the outline barely from far away. So France, I've been to Paris before. It's a place I want to go back to and explore again for sure. And then I was picked up by these dudes at the airport. And here we go. So Bernie is on the right. He was our host that helped set everything up and made it such a really awesome trip. I really appreciate everything he did to make it fun. He had his car there to drive us around. So did Fred. So Fred Nongat is in the back with his peace signs up in the air. And then Tim Dale from the UK is back there. They actually kept my suitcase in Paris. So we actually had to come back at midnight. And there's because 6 years ago, I went to Superbooth and same thing happened. The flight from Seattle, I think it was late again. And my suitcase was left in Seattle. And I had to go to Superbooth to show the beta version of Unify. Actually, it's like the alpha version. It wasn't even beta, really. At the UHI booth, wearing my clothes from the airplane because I didn't have clothes. So we went back, so I had clothes to wear for the first day, which is really nice. Here's Howard Scar and another person. I can't remember his name. They were doing a live jam in the little performance area. He's deep into playing on I think he's got some sort of a keyboard connected and playing, I think he was playing Hive, other things as well. This is in the Moog booth. My friend Manny Fernandez, who is a prolific synth programmer that a lot of people know about from his work with Yamaha. I actually worked with him like 20 years earlier on a sound library card for the Korg Wave Station that he made. And the interesting thing is he's actually by profession a dentist and has a practice, sees patients and stuff. And at night, he just makes incredible patches. To his right is Eric Norlander, who is the head of In Music, which is now the owners of Moog and Akai and many other companies. They're in really good hands with Eric. He's got some really cool ideas for what these companies can be doing to like shake things up. Really cool. In the middle is Axel. I'm going to forget his name. He's a friend of mine on Facebook. I've talked to him a lot. I'm going to get his name right because he's Axel Hartman. Duh. Okay. Axel Hartman. Axel has designed the UI of synthesizers that we all know and love for years and years and years. He's prolific in what he has done with sound design and stuff like that. Axel F. Not Axel F, no. But just incredible. All the cool interfaces to all the cool synthesizers from Andromeda. The list is prolific. If you go to the Axel Hartman website to see what they do. Me, Andrew Schlesinger, he did a library for, I think, Mini Freak that we sell at the website. So we were all there hanging out, playing with the new Messenger, which is a badass Moog synthesizer. Sounds like a Moog, really flexible. The filter is awesome, affordable, all that kind of stuff. Artemi, he does the sine vibes. So he does the mod kit for the Korg synthesizers. That's really cool. These are the urinals. I hadn't seen urinals quite like this, where you're just no walls, which is interesting. I took a picture of that. Here's that lake, and it's a very big lake, as you can see. This is the wristband you wear at Superbooth, and the interesting thing is you don't take it off. We bought the 3-day permit, which means that you had to have this on your wrist for 3 days. If you took it off, they wouldn't let you into the various areas. You had to raise your hand and show your wrist as you came to the show and went to the different areas. So you slept with it, you took showers with it, gave it a name, made it a friend of yours because it's attached to you. Tim and I shared one of these 2 little apartments. Bernie and Fred were in the other. And at night, we would sit with headphones and make synth sounds because that's what we love to do. So in the morning, I'm up. Tim's got dressed and he's sitting down making synth sounds in the morning before we even take off. It's fun. Driving in Berlin with Bernie and Fred. We did a trip to the Rammstein store. And here's me with my Rammstein attitude. And all three of us with our Rammstein attitude. We bought Rammstein t-shirts and stuff. That's the entrance to the store. We skipped part of Friday in order to drive 40 minutes here to get t-shirts and stuff. It was really funny. They have libraries on the streets, so I thought that was cool. Fred and Bernie with their Rammstein t-shirts with all their garb that they got, and the names of the streets is cool. Here we are with John Bowen. The very next day was John Bowen's birthday and Howard Scar. We were talking synthesizer stuff in the Uhi booth. They were showing Zebra 3 to John, which is cool. And he's like, I only do hardware. We put Unify stickers on the tables so that people could get Unify stickers. And every time I went by the tables later, all the Unify stickers were gone. So that was a good sign. Here's one of the areas. This is Bungalow Dorf. And Dorf means city. So these were the little cities. And you'll see like Echo Wave is, EO Wave is here. Dopefer is here. In the back was Frap, which has the new Magnolia. Picture of the menu because it's cute. Like, this is the kids, the Kinderkart, food for the kids. So like Kinder Schnitzel and Hagen Nuggets. Hackchen Nuggets. I can't say it right, but those are chicken nuggets. So stuff like that. We had a really great dinner with, this is with, I'm going to have to keep my names straight. Well, here's Fred, Bernie, and Tim. And here's his name is right on the top of my tongue. I sometimes forget names. And I just mentioned him, right? It's so funny. And I hate when I have a senior moment. Kurt Adler, that's who it is, Kurt. And other people, these two have a really cool synth place. I can't remember where it was at. Was it Sweden, somewhere like that? Anyway, so we keep going down the list. Bernie and Fred, they're like brothers. So cool to see them hanging out. There was products that had Skippy, with the Skippy model, the Skippy Live, and the Skippy, which is kind of funny. From Zan, I can't remember the name, Kona. So Kona has the Skippy. So we went over and said hi to Skippy. Here we are with Fred, and that's with Andrew Schlesinger. Again, we saw him earlier. Here I am with Kurt, playing these really cool sounds inside of the Korg Kronos. Here's what the booths look like when you go into some of the tents. A lot going on. Then we had a friend day on Saturday with the Superbooth, the YouTube get-together. So like 6 years ago, I hung out with Dr. Mix and with Burnt. This is with, oh my God, I can't remember his name right now. But really, really cool event. Here we are. They were looking at some of the booth stuff. Gaz Williams, duh. And then here we are, like the concert performance. Here's a guy playing wind instruments into the modular gear. So what was coming out sound-wise was electronic. It's really, really cool. Michelle Moog, Bob Moog's daughter. We have some really exciting news to announce later in June. We're going to do something with the Bob Moog Foundation. Really excited for that. And we had a really great meeting and talked about that. More Unify stickers. This is the new Magnolia from Frap Audio or something, Frap Systems or some name like that. I can't remember the exact name. But it's a really interesting take on FM synthesis. The UI leaves a little bit to be desired. There's no LCD. And it's, if you spend time with it, you'll learn that like the bro code of how things work, but it'll be easy to forget. Yeah, Gaz. Yeah, of course. I know Gaz. It's just, I have senior moments with names sometimes. So that's just going to be, we've talked about that a little bit. Here's some of the signs for Superbooth and the signs for the different area. Fez Berlin is the name of the structure that we were at. People playing ping pong when they weren't working in their booths. Here's Pills, the bad gear guy. He's really funny. We're friends. Check this out. This is what happens with Google Translate, which is great. You take a picture of the menu and it translates it into English for me, which was really handy because I wasn't sure what some of these were when it came to the So if you don't have Google Translate and you're traveling, you really should try it out. It's very handy for that stuff. And that's the pizza I got, which was delicious. This is a cool photo because this is our dinner by that lake. And just before this photo, I got the phone call from my realtor that I'd made an offer to buy this house that I'm showing my live stream from. And my offer was accepted. So I'm buying this house that I am doing this live stream from. I'm so happy. So that was a really, I mean, the pizza was already ordered and everything. So it was very fun. Lovely sunset. This is us on our drive into Berlin. So here's pictures of downtown Berlin, the famous tower, the arches, which is just really super cool. Lots of museums, centers, the big, you can actually hike up this. In fact, if you zoom in on this and scroll up, you actually can see there's people up here in the top of this thing. So it's a very famous, iconic thing inside of Berlin to see that. Some of the older museums, I mean, the history is just so thick in the city, right? There's this really cool church tower, which survived the bombing that happened in World War II, and its clock tower still worked. So we went by that, these really cool arches, this really cool area that we stopped for coffee and lunch. So took some pictures of that. A self-portrait at a really cool street market where I bought some little art pieces for my house. And this is the flight. So from Seattle to Amsterdam, from Amsterdam to Berlin, and then from Seattle, I had to fly to Boise. So it was a lot of flying. It's a really fun trip. Really great time. So Superbooth, if you want to book next May for a really cool event, it's so fun. There's nothing really like it. I think some of the other smaller trade shows are kind of in spirit like that, but the NAMM show, I'm kind of burned on that, and it was interesting. Officially, it was told to me at Superbooth that Uhi, they're not coming to the NAMM show this year. They've been the last 2 or 3 years. They're not planning to come. Other companies had said they're not coming. Some of my friends that I talked to said they're not coming. So Superbooth is a cool event, especially for if you want just like the electronic music part of the industry. Synthesizers. Roland wasn't there. Other companies weren't there. Yamaha was there. Korg was there. Most of the other major manufacturers were there. It's awesome. Really, really, really fun. So, yes, next year we will be doing it again. So I'm going to book my ticket right away. It's really fun. So that was a cool event. On top of that, another thing that's happened that I will share just briefly, because these live streams are kind of like company and all that kind of stuff. I now own a piano, which I've never owned an acoustic piano before. And it's a special piano. It had a really special story to it. Let's see, get this over here. Do I have these photos of the move? Yeah, so this is them moving into my house. It came from a house in Fruitland, Idaho. This lovely woman, I won't use names or anything like that, but she had this piano for 40 years. And she was saving it to give to her granddaughter, and her granddaughter doesn't have room. And anyway, this woman is now moving into a much smaller situation and doesn't have room for the piano. And she called my mom. They graduated high school together, like 60 years ago, right? And my mom called me saying she doesn't know what to do with the piano. Their granddaughter can't take it, and there's maybe somebody, should we try to sell it? And I'm like, well, I've always wanted to have a piano. And this woman has a 6'6" Yamaha C5 Concert D in her double wide mobile home right by the Snake River in Idaho. And I was like, maybe I can make this happen. If not, maybe I'll keep it at my house for a couple years. And we played the piano. It was a beautiful piano, unbelievable piano. And so it's now set up in my house. So I for the first time have this incredible instrument. And here's a little video. Athena, she sleeps there. She has to sleep in her own little bed. She has this unfortunate condition where she just very, very slowly leaks urine. So she can't sleep on, she has to have blankets and stuff underneath her. Then we wash the blankets all the time. But look at this piano. My gosh. So you know there's a piano library coming with this in the future for sure, right? And the CP70 and all the other stuff. But this piano is just unbelievable. In fact, I played it for a second. Oh, but I don't have the audio up. So anyway, we can't hear it. But it sounded beautiful. It's incredible. That piano, I sold those pianos in 1985 when I started working in Seattle, Washington at Evans Music. They sold Yamaha pianos and Bosendorfer pianos. And I sold a number of those. And now, 40 years later, full circle, I have one of those pianos for myself. And it's such a beautiful instrument. And when you're so used to 127 layers of velocity on a key from your right, and then you go to a real piano, it's just stunning. It's just nothing like it. I am smitten. I am in love. I get to play this instrument for the rest of my life. I'm blessed, and it's just beautiful. So that is a really nice plus bonus that's happened to this little life here I'm living. Was not expecting that at all. But sometimes you just get a call on a Friday, and by a Sunday, it's been agreed that there's a path forward for you to buy the piano from her. On top of that, to make it even more surreal, my dad, 2 days ago, texted and said, "So what was the price you agreed to for the piano?" I told him, and he said, "I have a check I'll give to you that you can give to her, because she's going to a new situation. She's not sure where she's going to be affording for rent. You know, she's an elderly person, doesn't have work. And so when we went for the piano to be picked up and delivered, my dad gave me a check that I could give to this person to pay for the piano. So I owe my dad. But this person is now able to go on with their life with that money to make their life better. Instead of waiting for me to get through buying this house and all this stuff I have going on, then we were going to work something out and I would pay for it in a year. Just a blessing, truly a blessing. So I thanked my dad big time. I mean, that was just a really cool dad. That's a cool dad move right there, if you want to know what. That's so good. Hey, with your house bought, will Unify be released as a subscription? Hell no. I am not a fan of subscriptions. I have no plans of making a subscription. To me, a subscription is kind of lazy. I have kind of a subscription model. It's called releasing new libraries. And you guys buy the libraries, show your support, and I thank you guys big time, all the time, for your support that you show and buying libraries. We have to earn your support. Subscriptions are lazy. I had a gym subscription and I used it not nearly as much as I paid for it. I'm not a fan of subscriptions and I have no plans to do that. So no, not at all. Let me see. It screams play me. Yes. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful instrument. Let's see if I open it up. Let's see. We work hard. We work hard for what we do. But that's how it should be, right? That's how I want it to be. I want it that we work hard. And as a result, let's see. Did I have? I didn't. I wanted to show you what the piano sounds like. I think I could show it here because I played it just for a second. If I go here, it's from the microphone. Let's see. Oh no, it's not audio wise. Why isn't it? Huh. I don't understand why it didn't have audio. I played it here with audio. Let's see. Where's the audio controls? Yeah, that's where it is. Mic Studio. No, come back here. Quit. Huh. Well, I can't show it. I was hoping I could show what it sounded like, but I'll get a better recording and show you next week. I'll make a recording. I have some really cool plans for. I mean, this is I've always wanted to make some music, and I don't have an excuse now with the piano, right? So, it's not working like Keyscape, right? Exactly. Well, I will use the microphones I own. That's my wonderful Rhodes that I love are definitely going to be there. You need to add it to your audio thingy. I was thinking about that, but I think that it's you know, if I go like this to the long walk, I open this up and it plays audio, right? So if I go over here to the piano, I don't know why that doesn't also play. Oh, here it is. I hear my footsteps. There. Anyway, I'm holding a little handheld recorder, so. It's beautiful. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Love it. It's such a nice piano. So, it's 6'6", so it has the warmth and the depth and the low end is just incredible. So, dream cellos and violins and guitars. Here comes your piano. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. The one thing we don't have in Unify is we don't have streaming from hard drive for synth. So making a piano where every note sampled and it's 12 gigabytes means it has to load 12 gigabytes into memory. And we wouldn't do that. So I'm sorry, Bernie, but at least you got the really cool Rode microphones now to work with, so you can make really cool sounds. All right, so let's move on to some other stuff. There's a new release. I've just played with it a little bit. I'll show you really quickly. The guys, let's see, let's call up a drum groove and we'll play with this. Would that be the way to... Let's do it this way. Let's play with something like Purity, because Purity, these are such beautiful, pure sounds. Like, let's play with something like an Awakened sound. And then let's add this version 2 of Beam from Lunacy Audio. One thing that they did that's nice is it now installs all the effects of Beam as separate effects so that you can use them. You can call it Beam. And I believe do they have a way of like experimental, Lunacy picks, expansive? Maybe they don't have a way to show. I wish they did a better job of the interface to like give you like an update. It's so nice to, know what you're. It's a really cool effect. They've added some new effects, including haze, which is their chorus. So if we put this here, this gives us the ability to do chorusy, phasey kind of effects. So you can get all these kind of things out of it as well. Add motion to it. So if you have Beam, make sure you get the update. It's nice. And again, if I wanted to, I could just go here and say Beam particles or the grains, and now we have the grain shifter where you could go in and like they have really nicely a preset menu here, so you can get really cool things happening. The graphics are cool. So it's doing this to just, let's just play like, so it's nice, really nice. Spray the width, put some reverse ones in. It's the shape of it you want. What? I wish it had like a random spraying, maybe. Got a little dot there, but I can't tell what you do with it. Anyway, just so you know, Beam has been updated to 2.0. There's a new update for Serum 2 that came out as well. Let's do this. I have a weekend sale going on at my website. So if you go pluginguru.com, pull this out so I can show you. We need to go view like this. Make this a little bit tinier so it's not quite so wide. But if you use promo code, and of course I'm going to forget it and have to go over here and check because part of my gift is I don't remember exact details. I think it's $20 to spend is the promo code. It's the one we've used in the past month. We had a similar thing going on. So yeah, if we go, where can I see? Oh man, view the email. Thank you. So there it is. $20 to spend. Now, Endbringer is not included in the sale, but using this, you can save $20 off any of the libraries that we have at the website. So if you go to Plugin Guru and you click products, this gives you the list of all the products that are available. And if you were to choose, let's say, Del Norte EDM for Unify, which is a really cool library. If you go to checkout and you say, go over here and say $20, 20 to spend and apply, boom, $20 comes off the price and you can get this $52 library for $32. So that's good. The power move is to buy one library at a time so you can take $20 off from each library you buy. So do that if you want the power move for saving some money. Okay, so let's see, guys. The next thing to show you, there's a couple libraries. We're going to actually be releasing Tim Dale's library next week. Tim, I did some other tests on artwork. I haven't even talked to Tim about this. We're working on the library artwork. I had this as a possibility for the library artwork. It's for Omnisphere 2 called Expressions. But I did a new one I like too. So we might use something like this. We're not totally set on the artwork. It doesn't come out till next week. But the concept is it's a very expressive, cool library with a lot of things. It's also available inside of Unify. So if we go over here to Saber Sounds Expressions, there's all sorts of really great basses. And everything is expressive. So there's a lot of things to aftertouch. There's really cool bells, of course. And it is for Omnisphere 2, so you would open this up to see the interface for this. Yeah, I think we need to fix the artwork a little bit. It looks like we're hanging people's heads or something like that. For the piano. I don't know if Taylor is here today or not. I haven't seen him reply. Yeah, he's here. Yeah, Taylor's here. He's got his message up at the top. Yeah. Anyway, so if you go over here to the library inside of Omnisphere, Saber Sounds, Expressions. There he is. He's here. So you can see here, there's really cool ARPs. So we'll have a video out. It comes out next Thursday. Tim did a great job a lot of these use some of his new samples in here, as well as Omnisphere samples, which is cool. Echoes of the Pripyat. All right. Yeah, this is an interesting scale for your Bjorg moments, right? In the city. So all sorts of really cool stuff. The full video walkthrough will go through the whole library. There you go. A little description from Tim. Yeah, Daniela, I don't think we're going to be giving you a list of every live stream where I did set up the different controllers. I don't even understand that. The controller numbers are the same in Unify for everything we do. Sorry. So there's so much to this. And I don't have a polyphonic aftertouch keyboard here, so I can. But using aftertouch, you do get. I have an after switch keyboard, so it doesn't sound so nice. One nice thing is you have. If there is aftertouch assigned, they will be changing. Right? So this library will be out Thursday. Yes, it's got a lot of work. Very nice, very nice. Lots of keys of all sorts of types. Right, so everybody needs variations on keys and so forth. Here you go. Let's. Lots of stuff like that. Leads. It is unified. I'm playing the unified patches right now. So yeah, all of the patches are available in Unify format, so you can call it up from Unify. Call up something like this, put this into Unify layer, go to the keys. Right? So for all of you Saber Sound, Tim Dale, patch loving friends out there, that's aftertouch, after switch. So yeah, it works in Unify very nicely, and we could keep going and adding a synth to this. Yes. Here's Tim's return of the JD, so it's got that kind of sparkly motion. Good stuff. So this will be out Thursday. Gottfried, I'm sorry. I don't, maybe you can email us. This is not a live stream subject to bring up in a live stream. Just inappropriate. No, don't bring that up, because I'm going to go through 5 years of live streams to tell you my different controller setups. That doesn't even make sense. I'm using the same keyboard controller for every live stream that I sit here and do. So I don't understand. Nice. Isn't that cool? So, all sorts of mysteries of some of these patches and how Tim made them. You can study the patches and cool texture with some motion stuff in it. Then there's all these bonus patches he made, which is really cool. These, I think, they're ones that, yeah, getting into lots of layers. Really cool. Right, so really fun stuff there. Here's your calm motion. Right? There you go. Down, get down on it. D motion. Tom, we'll probably price it like his other libraries. It does have samples, but I need to actually talk to Tim about that a little bit. So we don't have the announced price right now, but we will let you know. Make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter. I hear you. Planning the budget. But we always do fun intro pricing, so it will be, trust me, it will be a nice, happy price for everybody to jump in on it, right? So that's really good. Oh, hey, Wolfskid, thank you. No, it's a joy to have something that works with all your plugins. It was fun to show what we were working on at Superbooth, and I showed you guys last week, so I'm not gonna bring it back up, but yeah, nice, Bill, thank you. There's some really great programming in this. It got very deep, you can tell, with all that motion stuff. And these bonus patches, now these only are available in Unify because it's calling up all this stuff when you just call up one patch. So Glimmertide. This is DX'd, Omnisphere 3 times, Guru Sampler, all used together. The interesting thing, because Omnisphere has yet to been, it's not updated to multi-core support, using Unify to call up Omnisphere is more efficient. Calling up these 3 layers is calling up 3 separate threads to separate processors on your computer. So you can play far more notes and you don't have it choking. If you try to do some of these, especially if you get even thicker than this with some of these patches that Tim has made, Omnisphere in its just native mode can't play it because it's only it's asking for everything that you're needing from one processor. So these 2 Omnispheres are using 2 different threads on 2 different processors, so they can be shared more powerfully. And I've done tests, and you can get 8 more notes of polyphony easily by using Unify to do multi-Omnisphere patches versus putting those all into one Omnisphere. It's great. So if you want to build big things with Omnisphere, use Unify, and you will get it to be even, you know, if you get into, I don't have a lot of the Omnisphere libraries loaded, but we have so many libraries for Omnisphere, over 40, 45 now. So when you start combining them by using the Unify layer between all the different libraries, it's really, really fun, super efficient, and you'll get more miles than if you were to try to do that just inside of Omnisphere by itself. So yeah, so that's really, really cool. Yes. All right. Any questions on anything that we've shown so far? Other than Daniela asking me to do all these weird, unusual things that I have no intention of doing. Really nice, Tim. Really nice. My playing is going to go up considerably in the coming weeks. You guys will be able to tell because I'm already playing out. I'm breaking out of my ruts because I'm going to be playing my piano and playing all sorts of new stuff. Please answer Andy's question. Okay, Andy, is there any loss in audio quality playing multiple Omnisphere patches in Unify? No, it's identical. I mean, Omnisphere does have multiple audio output support, and so you would be able to route each patch to its own independent outputs. We don't have that in Unify 1. We will have that in Unify 2. One thing, let's do this. Let's have some fun. We got some time to play around a little bit. So reveal in the Finder. Let's go here. Let me put in some other Omnisphere libraries so I can show you what I was talking about. So if we go libraries, and thank you for the request to answer Andy's question because I miss questions sometimes, you know, so thank you for that. Let's say Airwave 1. Let's put Mega Magic pads. And oh, the Omnipulse libraries are so fun. And then Percussa, we'll do the multis and the BPM drums and Signs of Radioactive Life. And let's see. Yeah, let's do that. And let's put Creaturesque and colors for Keyscape. We'll get Keyscape involved as well. So let me put these all into the Unify Libraries folder and then hold on Option and click that so it updates the database. Yeah, of course. Tell it your favorite synth at Superbooth. My piano. I thought there was a lot of potential from Magnolia, the one from Frapp. The Moog synth for under, I think, $900, $800 is just a monster of a monophonic synth if you need bass. I put on the headphones and went through the patches, and I was like, holy cow. I mean, it's got some serious oomph to it. I've always wanted the Poly Brute from Arturia. It's a really great synthesizer. There's a company called Meyer, RMI, I believe is their name. MEYR, RMI, is that right? They had a couple really interesting synths. They had some really cutting edge things going on. EMI, I bet, right? EMI. And their Vibes was the name of their new product. Check this out. Try again. Let's see. I'm unable to connect to the Myers website. That's interesting. Anyway, they have this thing. Check this out. I think I can show this on this store. It's a desktop unit. It's expensive, but the power in it is incredible. It's doing, I believe, 8 parts. And what is really cool is it has a Wi-Fi transmitter that you can attach to any, like an iPad or your laptop or your desktop, and have everything that's going on inside of here for the sequencing. It's got whole MIDI clips and all sorts of stuff going on, show up in your web browser. And then I believe they're going to make the engine itself also as an editor in the web browser in the future. I love that kind of technology, and I think more companies need to do that. I think something like that would be really helpful for like Magnolia, because its engine, you can't put it in your mind and comprehend everything it's doing. You need to visually see a layout of it. So I thought it was really impressive that they have kind of like solved this mystery that you can make a little tabletop thing and have your iPad or your laptop showing you information, what's going on inside of it wirelessly. Nothing's connected, and it's doing this. It's really, really cool. So I thought that was a really cool technology break as far as that type of stuff. There's so many things there. But, you know, I'll be honest with you. I go to the show for the people, to see my friends, to see all these people. I had some wonderful meetings for some future work, things that are coming up that as things happen, I'll tell you about, that were great. I was there for that. The gear changes every year, but your friends that you get to see when you start going to these a handful of times, and I've been in this industry for over 30 years, so seeing all my buddies and you get to check in on them, see how everybody's doing, that's what really makes me happy at these types of events, you know? Right. For the help desk, yeah. So tell us everything about Zebra 3. Zebra 3, I'm on their beta team, so I've been playing with it. It's incredible. The oscillator takes a lot of new brain thought to wrap her hat. If you're familiar with like 3D programs, in essence, the oscillator now has the ability to be this shape that you can modulate in really cool ways to get all sorts of new sounds out of it. It's gonna, and the interface is looking really, really great. I can't show anything of it right now, but when I'm given the green light to show it to you guys, they're doing great things. It's talking with Howard, and he's like, yeah, it's like so much brain work going into wrapping his head, because he's got to make the factory patches for it. So he's spending a lot of time getting deep into it. But the sounds he's getting out of it are just really incredible. So when it hits, it will be a big splash for sure. Yeah, it's all about the people. Yes, family. It's their family. I mean, Bernie and Fred and Tim are family we've been doing this stuff at the website. I've been working with Tim for what, like 8 years at least, maybe something like that, 7 years. They're family, man. It's you know, family for life. So we'll always support them. Yeah, about a half year more. Okay, I didn't get a timetable from them, but they're not done with everything they want to do for it. I knew that, but I didn't know the time frame. But it's really, really going to be cool. Yes, I came really cool. Hey, I can show you like just briefly a few teasers. 9 years. Oh, dude, that's a lot of life, man. So I'm working a library for June for my library called Starfield. everything's looped now, so I can show you things with loops. It's an interesting library. I've got a whole lot more sounds to make for it, sample-wise, before I start making patches. But it's going to be really cool. There's all these chords, so you can play. And they will be presented in 3 different flavors for each one. You have the super slow and ambient, and you can turn on a bass so that... And I haven't finalized these and stuff. But there's also the normal, and then there's also fast. And there's all sorts of different all that kind of stuff. It's not the same sound, different chords. It's different sounds and different chords. Building around this and putting all sorts of stuff around it's going to be really, really cool. This is leaning towards ambient, yes. It's like, I'm thinking like dark ambient, if you're familiar with that genre. But again, these types of things can be used in all sorts of genres. I like to make things that are agnostic to genre. And it's up to you to decide what genre to put it into, right? So that's really my philosophy, or all of this kind of stuff. Shout out to Taylor for helping me loop all these hundreds of samples. Each one of these maps, by the way, even if it's a chord, it's got C's and G's for 3 or 4 octaves sampled out of Novum, so it just plays nicer. There's really cool pads. I love triple troubles. I still have these Koshi chimes to sample. So it'll be doing that with the chords, with deep bass, with really cool drums that I'm going to be making for the library. And it'll be really fun. So I love this genre, and I wanted to do something kind of like that I love for my birthday. But everything has this feeling of like being in a 0G. It's kind of suspended. So that's the vibe of it. Really fun sound. And I'm gonna give you just a little taste of what Bob Deddes is working on. He has a library called Shogun, and this is gonna mess everybody up. This will be coming out second half of June, I think, is what we're gonna do for this. I'm just gonna play one patch. I'm gonna play one note of one patch. This is insane. Insane library. It's like true to Shogun nature. There's strings, shamisen, kodos, sakahachis, all programmed. So it's not necessarily samples. It's really, really, really cool. More details on that to come, but it's really fun to have fun libraries. It's like these airplanes at the airport waiting to land, It's really cool. So we have all sorts of stuff in the works. So we're your place for new sounds. We love that. We love doing that for you guys. Yeah, atmospheric shrieks and all sorts of stuff. You guys are not ready. I'm still wrapping my head around everything Bob did. I mean, it's just like, and he would like send little messages in the last couple of months. I can't believe what this is turning out. I can't believe how real this is. I'm so excited. So he worked so hard on it, and you guys will really appreciate it. So all these libraries are so cool in their little universe. Each one has its own vibe. Isn't it fun how each artist, each programmer brings the thing to the table, and just makes me happy to have these people to get to work with and call family and all that kind of stuff. So yes, good stuff for film score and all sorts of stuff. So we'll show more of that when it is time, but good things are happening. And Unify 2 is just mind-blowing. Paul did some incredible things this week. I can't say anything more than that, but we just keep polishing. We're putting the shoe polish and polishing things that you see in Unify that'd be like nice if like it actually did this a little better and that a little better. And it's just like, it's more than a little better. We're taking things up all sorts of places like that. Okay, Bernie, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for hanging out. Do the way station is on VFX. All right, so let's do our shout outs. I think we've covered everything I had for the live stream. We did Superbooth, the new piano. We got the libraries that we have in the works. We have Tim's library coming out next week that's going to get the Omnisphere crowd all fired up for some new Omnisphere patches, so that's really fun. All sorts of other things are in the work. Let me do a shout out from Eagle, Idaho, where it's raining. Idaho. Dover, Florida. Good to see you, Tom. Yeah. Does anyone know when Zebra 3 is going to be released? Rob, the word that I guess was said, I didn't hear this, but Bernie said in the chat up above that there's about 6 months or so left in development. They're doing things. It takes a while to do patches for something as complex, and it's a very different synthesizer from Zebra 2, because now the oscillator section is like a 3D CAD program. So, okay, Helsinki. Good to see you, Emal, my friend. You guys, by the way, are my family too. I really appreciate all of you. And it's so great to see Kasaka-san. Domo arigatou gozaimashita. Domo. See all of you here. Les in Poland is here. Bright Band in Cologne, Germany. That's so cool. Yives in France. Fred is in France. I mean, it's Brobox in London. Hey, man, good to see you in London, man. Right on. Wave Sequencer in San Jose. Cool. Good work this week, man, Paul. I love what we're doing. I love it. Can't wait for everybody to see it. It's just, come on, set them on fire, man. Set them on fire. I love it. Wolfski, shout out from Constance, the lake of, oh, cool. Dude, that's awesome. Tim Dale. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, it's good to see all of you. Have a great week. We'll play with Tim's library and other new things next week in the live stream. The library will be out, coming out on Thursday. So keep an eye open for that. There's a sale at the site. $20 to spend. Put that in the promo code box when you check out, and you save $20 off any library you want to buy. Small caps, no large caps. There's $20 to spend. Here, I'll type it into the chat so you have it. For those of you in other countries, $20 to spend. If you put that into the promo code box, you save $20 off any library. So get yourself a new library to play with. Each one reinvents the synthesizer plugins that you love. Gives them a whole different nature, personality, vibe. It's like different girlfriends. I mean, everyone is like a whole different thing. So you get to play with new sounds. That's what is so fun with these instruments. And it's cheaper than buying new synthesizers. Buying a library gives you a whole new set of patches without having to buy a new synthesizer to learn. So you get to learn more about the synthesizer you love, have new sounds for it, and keep using the synthesizer you love. So it's a win-win-win all around to do new libraries for the instruments that you own. All right. thank you for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Taylor, for your help. He usually puts a little chat thingy at the end for the email address. If you have any questions, Unify support at Plugin Guru is the place to reach out to us. And thank you again. Have a great creative week. And we'll see you next week. All right. Cheers, everybody. Bye.